Over the last couple of days, DJ Akademiks and Brandon Buckingham has been feuding, going to war, if I may say so. And it all started when DJ Akademiks went on his live stream and said this about the vlog that Brandon Buckingham did with this rapper called YBC Duel.
We'll say, and I don't know this Brandon Buckingham guy, he might be like the Andrew Callahan guy who's not really into hip-hop. He's just kind of, oh, I'm just going to be the white boy voyeuristic type of look. So he's not like Trap Lil Ross. Trap Lil Ross, you could tell, like he's at least caring about the culture somewhat.
Obviously, everybody knows what the crime voyeurism is, right? Which is some creep watching a hot chick get undressed through a peephole when privacy is expected. But when DJ Akademiks refers to Brandon Buckingham's actions as voyeuristic, what he's referring to is like the colloquial term or definition, where essentially, man, like someone who enjoys watching people in the privacy of their own environment endure pain or distress. It's not hard to make the comparison of voyeurism to Brandon Buckingham, because you take into account that Brandon Buckingham is coming into a genre and culture he's not from and had no interest in at some point. You take into account that Brandon Buckingham is going to these environments, the inner cities, you know, these impoverished environments with these kids to give them an opportunity. And essentially these kids are giving him a show, right? He got his big camera out. He's documenting the wars they're going through, the deaths they experience, the pain they're going through. And then after a full 24 hours of filming, going through these environments, nothing positive gets published. We don't get to see who the A students are. We don't get to see who the local pastors are. We get to see and hear them say things and do things that are going to cause more pain and distress, lead them to a jailhouse or to their death. And maybe you can say it's voyeuristic. I won't, because for it to be voyeuristic, he has to derive pleasure from this. And I don't think Brandon Buckingham enjoys watching people he interviewed die and go to jail. Right? For me to think that, I would have to have a real specific view of Brandon Buckingham as a person. But I do think it's a grift. But we'll get to that later. Now, when Brandon Buckingham heard Akademiks call his actions voyeuristic, Brandon Buckingham absolutely lost his mind. He went off. Now, do I think it's the appropriate response to react to vulture and voyeurism allegations with this much vitriol, anger, and profanity? I don't, but I'm not Brandon Buckingham. So this is how he chose to react to Akademiks. DJ Akademiks is really a fat drunk P for running right to his little stream after Do or Die to say I'm not for the culture. I'm not into hip-hop and I'm voyeuristic when his woman-beating bald-head eyes sits on a computer all day and is afraid to go into any hood. The classic, I'm the cool white boy and you the black nerd, isn't the best response to being accused of being a vulture and being voyeuristic in your approach in a situation where somebody lost their life. Brandon continues and says, stay inside and keep talking ish from the comfort of your home. We are both civilians and I have 10 times the heart as your BIs. The culture vulture arguments is gonna follow you forever. So you wanna use moments like this to fully explain why you're not a culture vulture, why this is your home, why you've been immersed in the culture forever, why you are not a guest, right? But you're actually somebody who's been here, who want to push it forward. Like, you want to use these moments to explain why. Like, just going to ad hominem attacks, bro, does nothing for you or your brand or how you look or your perception. Akademiks would then go on YouTube Live to respond back to Brandon Buckingham's tirade. And here's what Akademiks had to say about it.
Brandon Buckingham, let me address you real clear. I'm going to tell you why you're voyeuristic about all this. Because everything you showcased, you didn't just showcase, you didn't go into Philly with a camera, no jump cuts, and just walk around. You made it the most entertaining coonery that we could possibly see that would jump off the page. Those moments of, yo, my ops right there, like, that's what you wanted to show.
Our ops block right here, bro. On my soul, on J Soul. They from Belmont Ave. They crib right there, bro. That they be getting clapped on at Q Rizzy and all right there, bro. The that's in the car over there right now, my man Waters clapped him. He told him he can't bust no traps. Bro, only reason why he parked out here because Waters not out here right now, bro. Wallahi, bro.
A lot of people who's on the side of Brandon Buckingham in this situation, their primary argument or defense of Brandon Buckingham is hypocrisy, which I don't think is a good defense. Because if you're defending Brandon Buckingham, you should be able to defend the actions and why what he did is correct. Your argument should never be, yo, well, what he did is bad, but you did it too. So, no. Defend why what Brendan Buckingham is doing in his inner cities, why is that okay? Like, defend it. Now, Akademiks would also, speak on people calling him a hypocrite because he did war in Chirac.
I only spoke like that because I'm a man who did something. I did the war in Chirac, and I was a lot removed. I learned a lot as a man. And I'm not speaking as if I'm holier than thou, but I do understand the other side. The cameras don't come out at the funeral. You were laughing with, oh, word, what? Like, you were hyping it all up. You won't be at the funeral hyping it. Will you show me the casket? You won't. All you do is run to another Philly rapper hoping that OT...
The argument is simple, and I don't even need too many words. Your grift, something that you see as a dollar sign purely, something that you see as temporary, you're just in this to benefit and then dip once the next grift come along, is causing a lot of destruction and chaos. And when you're causing destruction and chaos, the least you can do, the least, right, that will make people, I guess, tolerate or be more comfortable with it, is if you were in this for the long term. Meaning, if you were somebody who dedicated your life to hip-hop journalism, then okay. But if this is just a new grift, if you're now doing hood blogs as the new grift, and you're still causing destruction, then it's wrong. And there's something evil and sinister about that. And I think that's what Akademiks was trying to get to. Now, me, quite frankly, I'm not a fan of this whole genre. You know why, bruh? Because seeing people who's not from these environments go to these environments to simply grift and act super naive to, like, play up the video. Like, for example, bro, like, how many times do I have to see, like, Tommy G going to these hoods? Oh, my God, you stand on the block all day? Show me how you stand on the block. Show me how you hold your Glock. Oh, show me how you go to the corner store and buy liquor. Oh, how do you drink this Four Loko? This over dramatization of this naive white boy character in these environments with the quote unquote killers and gang members, bro. Like, I'm sick of that play. And Brendan Buckingham at some point is conducting the very same play that I believe Tommy G popularized, right? So I don't care for it, but I do feel at the very least, if you're gonna grift and get your money because we can't stop you. It's a free world. But at the very least, man, don't make your grift destructive to those environments, right? Pillage the environment without leaving everybody dead in those environments, if that makes sense. Now, Brendan Buckingham responds back to Akademiks via this YouTube video, and here's what he had to say.
Anyone trying to act like I set him up or I wanted this to happen is like sick in the head, like a sick, twisted person. Why would I want someone that I just did a video with, someone that I was planning to go out to Chicago with, to St. Louis with, why would I want something bad to happen to them? For my own gain, like what, so I can get 1 million views? That is insane. That is not worth it at all. And not only that, the car that he ended up passing in, unfortunately, was not shown in my video, not in a single frame. It's not in a single frame of my video, that white car he passed away in. But he unfortunately had shown it online before, so people may have seen that, but it was not in my video whatsoever. Also, the location he passed away in, Olney, was not a location that we visited at all during our video shoot, right? We went to 42nd, 43rd, went to the Galleria, we went bowling, we did all this stuff, but we did not go to Olney. So people trying to say I gave up his location is insane.
Ah, good old-fashioned manipulation. Now, if you've ever been in contact or had the displeasure of confronting a pathological liar, then you know one of their manipulation tactics is they would address all the things they didn't lie about. They would nitpick to max the things they did lie about. So in the case of Brendan Buckingham, I'm not calling him a liar. I'm saying when he's being confronted with the harsh reality of maybe he moved like a vulture and did some things and made some errors in this video with YBC Duel that may have contributed to the death of YBC Duel. But instead of addressing that, he's addressing all the irrelevant things and nitpicking, such as, hey, yo, I didn't set him up. I didn't drop his location. I didn't include his video. I would never purposely set up my friend to die. How could y'all accuse me of doing so? And by y'all, he means like the 2 comments on Twitter saying that he purposely set up YBC Duel to die. This is obviously coping. Even Brendan Buckingham's worst enemies wouldn't accuse him of setting up YBC Duel on purpose. The overwhelming consensus of people don't believe that Brendan Buckingham will set up YBC Duel on purpose to get shot and killed for a video. However, Brendan Buckingham is choosing to address that, the majority of the video, and first, because he doesn't want to address the harsh reality of exactly what Akademiks is saying.
I also need to clarify, the first 7 minutes of the video where I'm talking about the drama and the beef and the war between YBC and CCK, Duel wanted all that information in the video. He asked me to put that in the video. He wanted the intro to talk about all his friends that had passed and the whole like legacy of the back and forth and what happened. He specifically asked me, he helped me write that, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say all the information is true or whatever, but I'm just saying he helped me put that together. He wanted it to be that way. He approved of every part of the video. I sent it to him multiple times. I took out everything he wanted to take out. There is nothing in that video that Duel did not want in that video.
Wait, are you saying I'm not allowed to exploit and instigate gang beef between children who live a block apart in a culture I'm not from, even if I ask for their permission first? Yes, Brandon, that's what we're saying. But why? And if you have to hear the reason why that's not okay, then we're probably just too far apart on this conversation to even have a meaningful dialogue. Now, let's go back to that history lesson, though, that YBC Duel gave Brandon Buckingham.
The reason YBC Duel constantly mentions McDonald's is because a man named Booga, who is the brother of one of his enemies, Sonny Goon, was gunned down while working his job at McDonald's. Duel has gone on to drop 2 songs as well as his own weed strain mocking the passing of Booga.
While having full knowledge of this, while knowing that YBC Duel and his whole McDonald's shtick is to mock a kid who died leaving his shift at McDonald's, with this knowledge, you know what Brandon Buckingham did with this knowledge, bruh? Oh, let me show you what Brandon Buckingham did with this knowledge of the full story. While having full knowledge of why they run with this McDonald's theme, Brandon Buckingham decided he was going to participate in a music video, which was a diss towards the kid who died leaving McDonald's, right? So the song is titled Mick Buckingham, named after Brandon Buckingham, so making him a full participator, but still got the Mick in it because it's a diss towards the kid who died leaving McDonald's, right? But it continues. Brandon Buckingham decides it was going to be appropriate to dress up as not dress up, but to get portrayed as Ronald McDonald to further enhance, right, how he's involved now in them dissing this kid who died while leaving a McDonald's. So Brandon Buckingham has decided he was not going to just spectate and bring his camera. He's not going to fully introduce himself into the beef and diss this kid as well. Look.
They were your friend or your kin, bought a more dope sick.
Oh, he's full YBC now. And that's what we're talking about when we say voyeurism, when we say vulture activities. We're talking about something like this. Knowing the history of why they're using the McDonald's theme, fully explaining why they're using it, and then participate in a music video dissing that kid who you have no beef with that kid, you have no issues with that kid, but you're dissing the kid for why?
And the last time that I spoke to Duel on the phone, 19 hours before he passed away, he was saying he loved the video and he was so excited to see how many views it was gonna get and like thank you and all this shit. And we were excited, bro. Like we were really excited. And we were making plans to do other stuff. So not a single one of these people that are coming at me thought like, oh, maybe someone that Brandon's actually friends with, actually has a relationship with, passed away and he's grieving. They just went and blindly started attacking me and going off, saying all these crazy stuff. I'll pop some stuff on screen if you guys want to pause the video.
Oh, how dare we not create a comfortable environment that serves as an emotional crutch for Brandon Buckingham's feelings after the death of YBC Duel. It's not like YBC Duel has an entire family who actually lost a son and a brother. You know, it's not like YBC Duel actually comes from a particular environment who's actually grieving. Oh, how dare we not cater to Brandon Buckingham's feelings, right? Now, by the crazy stuff people were saying, I hope you're not talking about things like this. Stop letting these blank into your orbit. They will literally get you killed for YouTube views. Dude profiting off aligning himself with Black Death, clown. Brandon Buckingham, stayed the F out the hood. If those are insane comments, then what's the sane comments? Like, what comments do you consider sane, Brandon? Because those comments actually seem pretty rational to me. I'm sorry. Now, Brandon would address Akademiks and, you know, the voyeurism comments directly. And here's what he had to say.
Something that really pissed me off is this fat, drunk, woman-beating bum, DJ Akademiks, says this about me when he watches the video.
I will say, and I don't know this Brandon Buckingham guy, he might be like the Andrew Callahan guy who's not really into hip-hop. He's just kind of, oh, I'm just going to be the white boy voyeuristic type of look. So he's not like Traplo Ross. Traplo Ross, you could tell, like he's at least caring about the culture somewhat.
So he doesn't even know me. He looks at me for 1 second and says that I'm not for the culture, I'm not a fan of rap music, and says I'm voyeuristic. What has DJ Akademiks ever done? He's always sitting behind his computer screen. He's really a fat drunk sitting behind his computer screen, watching my video, reacting to my video, saying that I'm voyeuristic, right? He's being voyeuristic about me. He's never even done anything. He's literally afraid to go outside. He's never even been outside.
This is disappointing for so many reasons, because Brandon yet again has the opportunity to explain why he isn't voyeuristic or why he isn't a vulture. But then he chose to do whataboutism mixed with, I'm the cool white boy, yo. I go to hood and hang with goons, yo. I'm really outside. I'm really like that, yo. But you just a black nigga. Like, yo, it's corny, bro. Like, it's not. It's corny, and it's not a sensible response and approach. You being outside isn't a badge of honor, bro. Like, you're not even from that environment. You're not even like that. Like, you say you're a civilian. Like why are you even like taking that approach? But certainly, you don't mean that like you're not voyeuristic because you are outside documenting these environments for profit, right? Like, certainly that's not your response, right? But it looks like it was, because as I listen to more and more of it, bro, Brennan really doesn't dive deeper into why he isn't this. He just takes stabs at Akademiks and, and play the whataboutism, right? When Akademiks has already, I guess, condemned his own past, when Akademiks has already said, listen, bro, I did war in Chirac. I regret that. I shouldn't have done it, which is why right now I'm actually speaking up and telling Brandon, this is how I feel. So if Akademiks is already taking that approach, if he's already, I guess, spoke on what he did in the past and why what he did in the past wasn't right, then like Brandon's approach or his rebuttal just makes no sense and it's sad, right? Like, it defeats the purpose, and it actually makes Brandon look 1,000% worse.
And I'm not trying to act tough because I know I'm a super civilian. I'm not about that life. But bro, I'm really risking my life going out here, going into these people's communities and immersing myself in their environment and building real relationships and building real friendships. Look at DJ Akademiks, all his most viewed things is like, this person is in court, this person got arrested, this person got killed. He's sitting at home talking about it.
He just don't get it. Like, he just doesn't get it. See, there's two elements coming into play here. The element of the instigation, the going to these hoods and recording, it's bad enough. But what makes that particular action even worse and cross the line into voyeurism or being a vulture is the element of you're not from here. It's like, for example, having a home, right, where you set rules for your kids. And at times, you may break your own rules, right, out of love, right? You may tell your daughter, hey, no going out on school nights. But just this Wednesday, because you've been good, you can go to the movies on this Wednesday on this school night, right? And you have a curfew of 1 a.m. And, she goes out and it's all good, right? Now, if a neighbor comes into your home and tells your daughter, yo, dad not around, but yeah, of course, you can go out and on a school night and come back at 1 a.m. If she then goes out and gets killed by a drunk driver on her way back home, even though, right, if you would have told her go out and she got killed by a drunk driver, even though you guys both did the exact same thing, the reaction is 100% worse because that's a neighbor who came into your home and did that, right? And we don't know what his intentions were for doing it. We don't know why he did it, and he had no right to do it. Now, you being a father, breaking those rules and allowing your daughter to go out on a school night is still something you probably shouldn't have done, but you'll be able to tolerate it and live with it a little better because, again, you probably did it out of love. She's your responsibility, and the onus falls on you. So in the case of this is, if Akademiks made videos or if Flacco or if somebody make videos about the war in whatnot or Trap LaRoss, right? Make videos about the war in Jacksonville and documents it. Yeah, documenting something in hip hop, when you belong in hip hop, when, you know, your entire life have been serving hip hop, when you're not going anywhere but hip hop, it's a little different than somebody who isn't from hip hop, hasn't done videos in hip hop. His only approach into hip hop is when he does these hood vlogs to profit from it, right? And it's somebody who's essentially have tried out 1,000 different things on YouTube, and we all know once this shtick gets stale, he's gone and out the culture. Like, he's leaving and trying the other shtick. So if we know this, then of course we're going to have a visceral reaction to what you're doing, and we're going to treat it a tad bit worse when somebody dies in your grift. Right? Now, do I think that YBC Duel was a D1 crash out and he would have passed away regardless? Yes. Right? YBC Duel was on the clock, and it was only a matter of time until YBC Duel would have gotten killed. However, do I believe that a video, a hood vlog, going on those very same blocks that belongs to his ops and naming his ops by name and laughing at their dead loved ones, do I think that that may have expedited his death 24 hours after that video was released? I do. Absolutely. Rather it's 1% or 100%. Right? You'll be a fool to think that somebody bringing a camera with 1 million+ subscribers on the block where you live, giving your op a platform to point at your block, step foot on your block, and diss your dead loved ones who died for that block, you'll be a fool to think that that video didn't expedite the death of YBC Duel any sooner. It's no coincidence it was 24 hours after that video dropped. But nonetheless, though, we're not saying it's Brendan Buckingham's fault. We're just saying, bruh, that for somebody who is clearly grifting, clearly it's a grift for Buckingham, as somebody who's clearly grifted, we think that your grift shouldn't be destructive, right? If you want to come through and play white savior, right, and speak about how these kids are angels, do that, right? Take the Andrew Callahan route, all right? Lie about these kids being angels, how they can't do no wrong, how it's the fault of academics. Do that. But once your grift becomes destructive and it starts causing people their lives, that's when we have to give a pushback. And Brendan Buckingham, up to now, doesn't understand that, and I don't know why. Y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this, all right? Let me know. And if you're still watching, click on this video here somewhere on my screen to find out about how the Mr. Beast rabbit hole just got so much darker and twister. I'm going to see you guys in this video. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.